All right, we're live. 101 with Raj and Fede. How you been, Fede? How's your week been?
It's been good. It's been good. I On Monday I was at the beach house, so yeah, some fresh air.
Is it right on
So
the beach?
yes. It's like yeah, 1 block from the beach. No, it's not the beach,
Close enough,
but it's
right?
close. Yeah,
Once the water dries, then it'll be a beach house.
yeah. I know
Which
the good weather is coming here, so yeah, it's not so cold anymore.
nice. Yeah, I think I came to visit you guys in September. Last time I came, right? I think it was September. Yeah, the weather was nice when I.
Um, yeah, yeah, it's nice. Spring is good. Summer is like it's hot.
Yeah, because you guys are on the opposite side. So whenever it's cold here, it's hot as hell over
Right.
there. Whenever I mean, it never usually gets hot in Santa Barbara, but like LA area, I try to avoid it during summertime. Uh, Wintertime, any other time of the year, um, like LA proper, the weather's pretty nice, right? It's Hollywood, but
Right.
in the valley where I'm, pretty much was born and raised, it gets really unbearably hot. So,
Ugh.
but it's kind of a dry heat. It's not humid like it gets elsewhere. All right. Let's see here. I know you're working on the free trial, so that's in master now, our staging environment.
Yeah, that's a master now. I tested it on local and I think everything is working. A lot of things you can't test them because they are just like API endpoints that I needed to return like the right values. So on Slack on the home tab, you should see you have like a free trial and then you should have access to all
Do you have
enterprise
a
features.
Do you have a script where I can or ask you to run a script to delete accounts?
Mm, no, but we can do it manually. It's not that much tables.
Yeah. So if you can wipe out my, I'll tell you which accounts, but certain accounts want wiped out so I can run it from nothing, right? Also, we need that
All right.
script in the future if someone does want to delete everything that because when CCPA, the California like Data Protection Act, says that you have 40 days to delete someone's data, and then you can also extend it another 40 days. So plenty of time to delete someone's data, but we do need to have the process, right? So if someone says, I need my data
Yeah.
deleted, go through the process. Um,
Okay.
which, which, if you ever are interested in deleting your data, you can always just say, I live in California. You got to delete my data by law, right? So, pro tip: you want your data deleted, tell them you're in California and they have to delete the data. And
I see.
I'm sure GDPR has something similar for, if you ask to delete your data, the right to be forgotten, that you can get be forgotten. Um, all right, let's see here. On my side, what I've been doing, I did another blog today about top 10 things, unique things you can do with comp or with GPT Vision for Vision. So I got
Oh,
access to it
how did that work? Yeah, I've seen a
yesterday.
few things and it's pretty cool.
So I can't exactly say what I did because we're streaming this, but let's just say I posted a picture and it was very good at detailing out what the picture was about, like
Nice.
really accurate. So at the point where I like when they do come out with the API version, whenever someone uploads a picture to Slack, we send it over to there, get the description, create embeddings for that, and then it's also save the description, and then we use that so you can look up pictures by describing them.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah, I've seen a
So
few things like asking for a description, then sending that to DALI, and they get like a really similar image. Like they ask for
mhm.
a prompt, and then they pretty good.
Okay, so you took the description from GPT-4 Vision, take that, give it back to Dolly
To
3, and then get
DALI,
this
yeah,
similar image out. I'll have to try that. I'll give that a go and see how it works.
yeah.
All right. What else is going on? So I am now I'm using Hootsuite for our managing of our social media. So every blog now I'm pretty much post on our Upmortem accounts, right? I'm not sharing it in my personal, LinkedIn or my Twitter or whatever. But all the company ones will post that blog every day, and I'll try to make them interesting. And then on top of that, I'm using Dolly 3 to generate the cover image. So let me show you what I'm doing here. Present, screen share. And the nice thing about Hootsuite, they give you some analytics like when's the best time to post to get the most amount of impressions. And it was saying 7 a.m. PST is the best time, right? So
7 a.m. Okay.
yeah, so I guess people are waking up, and the first thing they do is they go on LinkedIn and they look at their stuff. So here I have it. So it's for our Facebook, Twitter. This should have already posted. So if I refresh here, and the other thing, before I was just posting links. So now I'm actually generating the image. So here, so yesterday I did this one, which was about our affiliate program that pays 50% commissions and reoccurring for people. And we have so many partners now. We have
yeah, I keep looking.
people are applying to our program like crazy, and which is cool. And I share in our Slack channel all the people that are trying to get affiliate money, right? So that's pretty cool. And then I'm also working with people that I know that are looking to make money. And I'm like, look, you can sign up for our affiliate program, get on there, and potentially make money. So here you can see I published this. And then on the LinkedIn side, I'll show you what they have for. So here it's posted here. I will, of course, like it. I'll be the only person that likes it. I don't really get too much engagement. I do get people do read it and stuff, but they don't necessarily like it. So you can go to these analytic tools and you can see how many impressions, followers, topics, and then we're doing a LinkedIn Live. Right now we're doing LinkedIn Live. So here you can see, over time, some days a good amount of impressions, other days not so much. I think it really matters on the content. The number one thing usually is the picture. What's the picture that you have there? If it's a good picture, you're going to get more eyeballs, they're going to click and that sort of thing. The same thing happens in YouTube. So if you listen to Mr. Beast, right, he talks about just modifying that thumbnail. Yeah. The thumbnail is really important because that's what captures attention. So you can see here for all of our stand-ups and one-on-ones and stuff, how many impressions and stuff like that. So, people love Pepe, right? So, and I put the link for Dolly 3 for people. So, it's as a part of building a business and stuff. You also want the people out in front, like me and you, we're the main founders of this business, to build a personal brand also, right? So most of my day, if I'm not working on just Upmortem and whatnot, I'm researching all the AI tools. And so the one that I was playing with this morning was let me share that with you. Do you see my terminal?
Nope.
No, let me
just your browser.
Okay, stop. So this is a pretty cool project. So we've talked about this before, where you have different agents working together. Okay, so the one tool I told you about was oh shit. I use interpreter, right? So like
Mm-hmm.
interpreter. So this morning I was like, install this, right? And then it goes and does this stuff I can do by hand, but like it makes it like I can give it a minus y argument. It just does it. So here I was kind of, and I've done it enough where I trust what it's not trying to remove my entire, RM minus
You're
r
this.
slash or something like that. But one person did do a thing that said do something crazy, and it was like, do you want me to remove your slash directory? So it's pretty good at listing out like the steps to do it, and then I'll walk you through each command. And you can use the minus Y flag if you don't want to do that. So it installed it, did the requirements, no problem, and then I busted out of it so I can just do it by hand. And so we're talking about Conflow, and I'm like, oh, let me see how good GPT-4 is at generating like the Conflow code. So I gave it this. So you do Python startup, and I had to do it Python 3. Python 2 doesn't work. Write me a design document for a project called Conflow. It uses embedding, some Slack messages to analyze and show the good, the bad, the ugly of a company based on communication and communication patterns in public channels. And then it just like starts having these discussions between the different agents. So you have like the CEO talking with the chief product officer, talking with whatever, different perspectives as a manager, analytics, blah, blah, blah. And you'll see here, you set the budget. So my max budget was $3. And then it'll just show you how much it's costing you as you're going along. And then I don't know what happens when it maxes out, because once it did this, right, code, right? Like I haven't run it yet, so we'll see how it actually succeeds or not. But then at the end of doing all this, it cost me 16 cents, 17 cents about, with my max budget of, $1.52. So that's this whole project cost. So at the end, I have, and I shared this in the Slack channels if you want to look at the code. We can also upload to our GitHub if anybody's interested. In here, you can go to docs. You can look at the PDR, so product requirement document. So it has a markdown thing of does competitive analysis, has some user stories. So here as HR, as CEO, as data analyst, so different personas that are like, how are they going to be able to use this, which is the right way to go at it. Like, you don't just build something to build something, you want to be targeting a certain person, right? So it's looking as a manager, team member, data analyst. Here, it did some sort of quadrant chart. So it did like a chart where it marks where the competition is based off of reach and engagement. So that's pretty cool. That's your requirements pool, real-time analysis, privacy and security, UI design, and anything unclear. Embeddings were not clear. So I should have said like OpenAI add embeddings to make it more clear. So that's the PRD, and the system design. I didn't tell it to use Flask, so it chose Flask on its own. And then using this stuff. So when I do this again, I'll give it more details. Like, hey, I want you to use Pinecone. I want you to use ADA embeddings. I want you to use these certain things, and then let it run again.
Does this one has access to the internet, or it's just ChatGPT?
It has, I don't know. I don't think I ever saw it fetch anything. So, like I said, I don't know if this code will actually work. GPT-4 on ChatGPT has internet, but I don't think if you're just using the API, it's not going to do it. So I'm not sure actually. API spec, system design. So resources. Here's the code. It works in test too. Main simple. Let's look at the models. User message channel analysis. So I don't. It's not like what we're going to build. It's going to be way more fancy than this, right? We're actually looking at communication between people. I think in here, it's just looking at like individual messages. When we're going to do Conflow, it's really like who's talking to who, how healthy is that relationship, where can relationships improve, that sort of thing. So this was like, once again, it's not quite there, right? I looked at agent GPT, I looked at auto GPT, I looked at engineered GPT or GPT engineer, and they're all like, they can do toy stuff, right? So, but this is
they are like junior devs.
A year ago, right?
Yeah.
So give it another year and it'll be doing like 95% of the coding. Give it access to the internet so it can access the latest information about APIs and stuff. And
yeah,
junior devs are screwed.
Junior devs are like almost senior with this.
Yeah. So, and I feel bad for all these students. They were trying to ride the wave of make a lot of money. Even people don't get into software engineering for the most part because they're like, oh, I really love building apps, right? There's a lot of people that do, but a lot, more people are in it because, oh, there's a lot of money to be made there, right? Let's see here. The reason I got into it because my friend group was all nerds, right? So they all went into it. So I'm like, oh, I'll go into it also. When I took we have advanced placement classes, right? They're like college courses that you take in high school.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And I took AP computer science and I got and the teacher, God bless her heart, she was a math teacher. She wasn't the best computer science teacher. She just had us copy code. It was just like, you're just like practice how to type, right? So by the time I got to
that's what you end up doing. Just copy paste.
Well, now it's copy paste for sure. So in fact, she was actually really forward thinking, and she was like, actually, in the future, you're not writing anything; you're just copy pasting, right? So when I took the test, I studied pretty hard, but my studying was really reading computer science in a book, like the AP computer science book. I wasn't actually at a computer trying to do stuff. You can't learn that way, right?
I'm not gonna be
in a
code and debug.
Yeah. I'm not gonna be able to write programs that I learned from reading a book. You got to learn by doing, right? So I got the lowest score you could possibly get on computer science AP test, which is a star, which is you wasted your money, whatever. But I was back then, my parents were low income, right? So I pretty much could take all the AP classes and the tests for free, right? So I signed up for a bunch of them. And I took the AP literature one, and I didn't take AP literature the class, but I took the writing, and I got a 3 on that, so I got credit, even though I didn't take the class. So if anything, I feel like I should have taken more tests, just see if I could get there. My writing was good enough to get a 3 on the test. Probably would have been better if I did take the class, right, and had better abilities there.
Yeah,
so,
for sure.
Do you guys have that in Argentina, classes you can take? No.
Well, at least not here, and yeah, I think no, Buenos Aires, no. Maybe some private schools, but yeah, I'm not sure. I don't think so.
How's your paddleball?
It's going good. I played yesterday and I played on Tuesday. Yeah, it was good.
You're crushing the opposition?
Sometimes, not always, but I feel like I stop getting better. It's like I'm on a
plateau.
I don't know how you say. Yeah, I don't know. I feel that way. I don't know what I need to do, but yeah.
Well, you have a coach, right? Can't you ask your coach, be like, what's the steps to get to the next level? Oh, hold on, I need to
Yeah,
that's
no, I'm taking the steps, but I guess there's like I need more time to do this next step.
I've been watching Better Beach, Better Beach on YouTube to try to get better on beach volleyball, and they're teaching like what I was taught. So when the ball, let's say you're usually you get 3 hits, right? You do the initial pass, you do a set, and then you do a spike. And so what I was taught, I don't remember if this was taught in the classes that I took, or it's just like friends telling me this is what you should do. But they were saying like you want to point in the direction, put your body in the direction where you want to hit the ball. And so I'm watching this video and they're like, no, what are you doing? Like you want to square up to the net and then you lower your shoulder and you angle. And I was like,
Yeah,
man, I've been just learning bad habits and practicing bad habits. So,
yeah,
uh,
the thing, and the thing is, maybe you learn, but then you go play like a real game, and you forget everything. You just have like bad habits, and
they overtake you.
you
Yeah, because
stay with. Yeah,
you haven't overridden the bad habits, right?
right.
You just fall back to what your body knows, which when you're playing, you don't want to be thinking. We talked about this before. When you're playing, you don't want to be thinking. You want your body just react, right?
Right.
But you have to drill in the stuff. There's this one clip of Kobe that was talking about like how practice was just it was supposed to destroy you. Practice is supposed to be worse than the actual games and stuff, right? So
Yeah.
that's how you get better. That's not how it is for me for basketball. Basketball, I'm like by myself, just shooting,
Oh,
doing little layups, right? Ideally, I would have like a sparring partner, a one-on-one partner that I could practice against, but no one wants to be my person that I beat up on. Sometimes I'll
no,
have a friend rebound for me, but that's about it.
no, I do end up destroyed on my trainings, so they are like too physical. So, yeah,
Well, you have a
I
coach,
end
right?
up.
So your coach is
Yeah,
trying to. Yeah, maybe I should get a coach for volleyball. Nah, I'm not that serious about it. I'm just there to have fun. My knees
that's for
is
fun.
destroyed
Yeah.
though. Yeah, I've
Oh
been
yeah,
wearing
feels
down
bad.
my knee a good amount. So I need to start wearing knee braces while I play.
Mm.
It's not. I don't think it's really the sand. I've tweaked my knees on the sand before, but basketball outdoors on Sundays, it's like 3 hours on hard pavement, and then my knees like got my I have like my tight Achilles.
Yeah.
With the balls of your feet, and then right there, that gets super tight. And
Oh
I looked it up, and it was like, oh, this is a problem with middle-aged men doing weekend
no.
sports. And I'm like, ah, this is a personal attack.
Why?
This is a personal attack. So let's see here. Other stuff. I updated our website where we have a security page. I don't know if you saw
Yeah.
that, but pretty much it's our company policy of what we're supposed to be doing day in, day out to make sure that we're secure. I didn't really put any like fine details, like we're using AES encryption 256, we're encrypting. I don't go down to those details, which I could. I don't know if people will be, maybe they would, like they want to know the exact stuff. But we also have the source code. They can go and look at the source code and see
You can
exactly,
go. Yeah.
right? So if you're really interested, you can just audit our code. And then I am working on getting us a third-party auditor for our organization, so they'll audit our org to make sure that we're doing best practices.
Nice.
Plus, I have someone that will try to do social engineering attacks against us.
Okay.
You haven't fallen for it yet, have you, Fede?
No,
No.
I guess it's hard to socially engineer me because I don't know. I'm not even on LinkedIn. So I have a LinkedIn, but I don't even go there so often. And yeah, Instagram, Twitter, I'm not that active.
Yeah, well, it's gotten to the point where these scammers are so good they will, like for me and you, they can clone our voice, right? We have so many videos out there us discussing. They can clone our voice exactly. They could spoof the phone number, right? So you get like I don't know if you can, maybe, probably you can't do it on WhatsApp, but maybe they can do something where they have something very similar to the number to you, and then they leave you a voice message that sounds exactly like that person. And you know, maybe they'll even do a deep fake video, like, "Hey, I'm sending this video of
It's me.
me asking you to get me some cards from the local store. I need you to scratch off the back and send me those cards."
And I will
So
be like, show me your fingers. I want. And
yeah, and then you're like, "I knew it. This is a deep fake."
yeah.
Oh, I wanted to show you this other AI company on Discord. This is like pretty impressive stuff. What they're doing with AI generated videos now. So check this out. So this, we're actually a customer of theirs. They're like 1 hour. No, that's a different one. This is called Pika. So, and apparently anyone can use it. You just go to the Discord and you can type in /create and whatever you want to create. So here's someone did this video.
That's impressive.
Pretty impressive, right? Like, check out.
Yeah.
I haven't seen this one. This is like copyright infringement left and right.
In a distant corner of the galaxy on the planet Naboo, a solemn figure emerges from the depths of darkness. Darth Vader, now consumed by anger and hate, has returned to a place where he once felt solitude and love. It is the final resting place of Queen Padme Amidala. As he lays his hand upon the cold stone, a small offering of remembrance,
Cool hands.
he recalls the days when he was Anakin Skywalker, a Jedi with dreams and a heart full of love. Loving memories play before his eyes, but the darkness that...
So you can see this is like,
Yeah.
people are going to generate entire movies, right? With
Yeah.
You know, one person.
With $3. Yeah.
$3 will generate a great story. You know, I was watching a podcast with Andreessen Horowitz and Ben Horowitz and Mark Andreessen, and they were just talking about you know, the future. The AI optimizes to get emotional reaction out of you, right? Like, its end goal is chemical changes in your body, right? So it'll follow like the tried and proven, you know, storyline. There's this book called.
Did you watch like the Lex Friedman interview with George Hutt?
With who?
With George, I think it's George Holtz, the hacker, the guy that hacked the iPhone, and he he asked like, how do he think we are going to die, and he said we'll probably end up like watching a TikTok forever and forget to eat, because the AI has created like the perfect TikTok that you can't stop watching. You just forget to eat and you die, and it's probably true.
Well, I don't know. I think unless it's able to override your, you know, innate like hunger.
Yeah, it can already, like, if you get like the right amount of dopamine, you wouldn't stop.
So that's the dystopian future where everybody's just on their phone because it's, and the movies also, like think of Netflix, but for you. It knows all about you. It knows what you like. It knows what, gets you off, what you don't like, and it'll just like create the perfect movie. Maybe it's a movie that's about you, like it's the Fede story, and then it goes into like your life story, and you're just like enthralled, right? So, all right, let's jump over to stand up. I wanted to bring in. You got a little bit of static. I don't know if you know that. You got a little bit of static coming out of you. There. Well, now you muted yourself. All right. Let's see if Euro season's time. So he. Here, let me share this. This is kind of our sneak peek of our smart search. So on Haley Master, this is inside of our engineering channel. I think yesterday it consumed everything that's in engineering. So his question is, who is Yura? And I think he's making it so you put the word search, it means look within my org, right? Which I like this over doing /Haley search, whatever. And we're looking at, what's the name of that LLM that I have Alice looking at? I forget the name, but it's like a brand new one, but it's supposed to be like 7 billion parameters. It's supposed to be very fast. So I was like, if we put an LLM, it's going to be really expensive to run. So I think it was like $5 an hour for the instance type. So maybe we won't be able to afford it in the beginning, but eventually we want to be able to host this stuff ourselves. I think Euro's on. Okay. So the idea would be that, hey, Euro, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
We're looking at your result here. So I was just explaining how we're kind of exploring using like a small LLM, like the one that came out a few days ago, that's 7 billion parameters and has comparable performance to some of the models from Open AI. Running that locally, and then we first go to it to determine what kind of query you're doing. So are you asking about a general thing? Are you asking to go and fetch information? Are you asking to search internally with Smart Search? And so, that's kind of like a local cache, right? Like you hit that local cache, figure out what kind of problem it is, and then maybe you use GPT-4 or some other sophisticated high-performing GPT to get the actual answer. So based off of this one, so like the first feedback that I have is like, based on the found messages, like, don't tell me that. I don't care about found messages. You're supposed to just go into the answer, right? So it should say that Yura is the person who made the search query, who is Yura. So it should ignore the query itself, right?
Yep.
The whole first sentence should not be there. Agreed?
Yep. But we still should index all these queries and responses from Haley, right?
Yes. So people can look it up later also. Well, depends,
because
right?
The answer is like this because it successfully indexed the previous message before making querying the database.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right. But we should still ignore it should be all messages before, right? The actual query for the response.
Yep.
Like, don't tell me about the query I just did. doesn't help me. The messages provided a summary of a conversation thread mentioning Yura as the username associated with the query. That, I don't think that's useful either, right?
Yep.
The timestamp indicated that Yura was actively engaged in the conversation. So, yeah, it didn't really answer who you are, right? It should have said like Yura. It looks like Yura is an engineer, or he's a chief AI officer, or whatever. So we'll have to keep tweaking. Do you know the different messages I looked at?
Yep.
Yeah. So if any of
It-
those talked about like you as a person,
that was my further testing. I indicated that I was a software engineer and was testing if it could catch that and use that message for answering the same question.
so we're close. We're just need to fine tune it, right?
Yep.
All right. Anything else?
No, I tested in my private channel, in my private workspace for now. It would be nice to roll it out and test it in Upmortem somewhere.
Yeah, use engineering, use whatever, and upward them.
Yeah, the only thing that I log for now is check for license that Fede wrote for me. I hadn't had a chance to insert that check in my code. Yeah, so as I understand, for now, it's a separate query to the Upmortem backend, right? To check the license.
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, I was expecting a Fede doesn't do retries and all that kind of stuff. Is it safe to call? To just call what you gave me?
The code that I gave you, no, doesn't have retries, but we have I think we have a retry function on the Slack bot, right?
So I should feel free to put this code into a service and add retries attribute to the function, right? Okay, so I'll wrap it.
I think so.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, great. So Fede, are you freed up to work on front end for search?
Yeah. If we have something, I can start working on that.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, go ahead, finish your sentence.
I was gonna say, like, you guys should sync up. If you can expose data to Fede, that he can do the modals.
Okay. Another unexpected problem that I had is that Haley posts this message that indicates that she's working on response, right? And
thinking.
Yes, thinking, and I index that message immediately. So it's expected workflow. So our system indexes that message immediately, and then this message gets updated. And after that, our system receives the update event and then updates the embedding for the message, right? So that's expected workflow.
So are you gonna? Oh, you use overwrite. You use overwrite.
Yes. It's just I wasn't considering this use case.
Yeah, I have had some people that tried out Haley, have problems where she gets stuck in thinking. And I look in the logs and there's no errors. So one other thing that we might want to do is in the logs, like have timing information, right? So received with whatever thread ID, message ID, whatever, responded, whatever. So we can see for debugging purposes.
Are you saying for the indexing of messages, or
no, just regular use of Haley, like for any message that she receives that we have like the events of what's happening.
I see that Fede already measures the time of generating the response and logs that.
Yeah.
If there's an error, we should get a log.
I guess. Or we can check if we have some.
Are we catching?
We are catching
everything?
some exception. Yeah.
Yeah,
should.
there's some
We should be
exception.
logging if we are catching.
There's something that we're catching, but we're not logging it.
Okay, we can check.
So let's just, any exception that we catch, we should be logging it.
Yep.
All right. Thank you, gentlemen. And Fede, let me know when I can start. If you can just blow out any of my accounts that's using master, then I can go through from nothing, verify that everything works. And then I'll throw it over to our QA person also. Once I verify it, I'll have her look at it.
Okay.
She has a pretty good eye for small details. So. All right.
All right. Yeah, I probably can delete everything except the one for Morten because we are using Haley Master, so that should stay. But
yeah, I got my 2 or 3 Slack places that I want to install the master, and then I can test it there. All right.
All right. Yeah. Thanks,
Later, everybody.
Thanks, guys. Bye.